Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the range. Tom here, and it is that time for another Four Horsemen build, and we are starting off the year 2023 with this 1940 Ford pickup. Theme is details. Yeah, you could go so many ways with the details, so why don't we go ahead and let's get started. Paul from Diecast Graveyard, this was his casting of the month. This was his pick of theme. And honestly, Paul, you picked a good theme for this one because there was so many ideas I had rummaging through my head that I wanted to do with this thing when it came to details. So, all in all, I had an idea where I was going with it. I was doing some kind of off-camera projects just to kind of see how to do it. I watched a YouTube video, and that's kind of where I got the idea from. And yeah, I couldn't wait to start this project because I wanted to use this new thing that I picked up that I wanted to try out on a Four Horsemen build. And we got next month's coming up, the Valentine's Day build. We got one after that, Safari. Just check out the calendar at the beginning of the video if you need to know more about what castings are for the month, who the guest Four Horsemen is for the month, and just get your ideas from there, and just kind of go online and kind of get an idea. Like for the Valentine's Day build, so many people can do different things on it. What I got in mind, it's going to be a pretty cool build. And then for my choice for the Four Horsemen, the March build, the Safari build, there are so many different safari type vehicles you can do. So do your research. If you got questions, feel free to ask any one of the Four Horsemen. We will be more than happy to kind of give you an idea of what theme we mean, or like what we're talking about with our themes. And if you got any questions, just ask. There are so many builders out there that are so knowledgeable about stuff like this. There's a lot better people that are better at cutting castings and stuff like that with the jeweler saw. Me, I'm kind of iffy. When I was getting ready to cut this casting like you're seeing now, I was kind of dreading it. I thought about, I had a spare casting. I thought about using that to test the theory, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all for it. I'm just going to go all out, and if it messes up, I'll figure something out. But luckily, nothing messed up. Everything, the cuts were perfect. Everything was going really well at the start of this build, and I couldn't have been happier with it. The ideas that I was going through, I knew I was going to be detailing up like the grill, tail lights, the door handles, that kind of small details. When you think about details, you think about stuff like that. The interior. Well, I went a little bit beyond that with this build because, like I said, I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try something new. And let's just say I went more than what I'm used to doing. And pretty much, I cut more than what I should have. Or what I normally should have. But with the idea I had for this build, it actually made more sense to what I was doing to it. I kind of made sure that the base was flush. I cut off the wheelie bars. I didn't really like the stock wheelie bars on there. And no, I didn't put any extra wheelie bars on there because it honestly don't look like a drag truck anymore. So there's really no need to put wheelie bars on it, I think. And like I said, I saw a vehicle similar to this. I took these wheels from this Land Rover, and that's what kind of gave me the idea to put the wheels on this truck. Was I saw that video, I was like, you know what, I want to try something like that, and just to see if I can do it. And that's the thing about the Four Horsemen. We're always trying to push ourselves with the different themes. We want to see what kind of themes people come up with, because each person has their own idea for the themes. And and that's what we want to see, everybody's style. We want to kind of put everybody's name out there going, to see who, like, what kind of style everybody's got, because each one of the four horsemen, we have our own styles. You know, Paul, he's great with paint. You know, Andrew's awesome with the Mad Max stuff. You know, if you guys remember his Mad Max builds from the movie Fury Road, the Giga Horse, and, you know, that big old stereo one, I don't remember the name, but he did an awesome job with those. Me, I'm kind of, my style is, you know, I guess I'm a little bit of everything. You know, people like my custom one-offs, like you're about ready to see with this one. A lot of people like my Mad Max styles, you know, my monster truck builds, you know, my hot rods. I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do paint, I can do modifications, and that's the thing is with me, is when I first started, I went straight into cutting. I went straight into doing different mods and making engines, huge engines and stuff like that. But I knew I wasn't going to go a huge engine with this. I thought about it. But it would have took away from the whole style I was trying to go with to begin with. And after cutting all the fenders off and the running boards, it was starting to look a lot like what I was trying to do. And I didn't want to go big wheels. I didn't want to go like swamper style wheels or monster truck wheels, which I kind of wish I would have done a monster truck with this now that I think about it. But anywho, I got more trucks I can do. Not a big deal. But this truck was a really cool casting, and I'm really big on the old classics. You know, I like the old classic style looks. I like making, you know, hot rods. You guys remember my pink slips, you know, truck. Or car, 32 Ford Coupe, Model T, Model B, whatever it was. But I like doing stuff like that. That shows my style. You know, I like the old awesome hot rods, big engines and big tires. You know, but I didn't go big tires with this thing. Believe it or not, I did not go big tires. I actually went with those, like you seen earlier, those Land Rover off-road style premium wheels. Excuse me. And to me, they honestly, with the style, with what I was gonna be doing, looked so much better. And I knew I needed to kind of spread the axles and like make the axles longer, because I wanted the wheels to stick away from the body. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a few minutes, about what I mean by separating, like keeping it away from the body. Because where I took this build, honestly, this was the first time that I did anything like this. And I'm not going to tell you guys right now. You're just going to have to finish watching the video to find out what I do. But, you know, I wanted to try it. I did. I honestly, I thought about putting steering, like some kind of steering mechanism in there, but I haven't had really the best luck with those. So, yeah, I didn't do it. You know, I had to get rid of these, you know, the stock roll bars. I didn't really like them. You know, made sure I trimmed them up with my little snips here. And it just, to me, it looked a lot better without those roll bars. And I got like 2 of these castings sitting right in front of me right now. And one of my previous videos, I don't remember which one it is, but I'm going to be doing what I call a range shout out to a certain individual, whether they're on Instagram, whether they're on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. You know, just I want to put these people's word out there, their work out there. The person I got today, she's actually, yes, I said she's actually married to another builder that I know, and I've actually gotten custom parts from him and stuff like that. And I'm actually got a trade deal going on with him and his wife, and I'm getting some 3D parts, you know, sent to me. I'm going to be doing some more builds with it. I got some custom stuff coming to me. Can't wait. As soon as I can, I'm going to be getting those out to you on the 1st of the month. Just letting you two know. And I know you guys know who I'm talking about. But as soon as I get paid, I'm going to be sending those, your customs out to you as soon as possible. I can promise you that. And, you know, if you guys are watching, you know, the Four Horsemen videos, please feel free, span it out. Check them out, because there are so many talented builders out there, and that's why, I'm throwing a rain shout out later on to my friend, just because she just started her YouTube channel, just had her first video posted recently. So I'm wanting to make sure that I can get anybody out there to see what she does. And believe it or not, her video is actually kind of funny. She's a funny person. And, I'm hoping to see more of her videos. I've already subscribed to her channel. I've already commented on her first video. And I gotta say, she's doing good. It's just starting out. She's already good on paint. She's kind of cheating by having her husband 3D print her some parts. Hint, hint. Yeah. Starting off, I didn't have 3D printed parts. So, you're lucky. But that's alright. I don't need 3D printed parts. I just steal off of other cars. And believe it or not, I didn't really steal anything off of another vehicle with this one. I made sure I drilled and tapped the holes, kind of filed down, sanded down where I needed to make sure everything that I wanted to do was going to fit. And just, once I got them all put together, it just started popping. It just started looking exactly like I was hoping it was going to. And each time I put on a new piece or a new piece of styrene, it just gradually just started turning out the way I was hoping. And the reason why I got a glove now is because I was seeing that I was putting finger smudges all over the casting, and I didn't want to do that while I was trying to clean it up. So that's why I kind of switched to a glove real quick. But, cleaning it up, it actually works really good. I got to go get some of the flitz polish. I'm going to try to start polishing castings this year. So I'm going to be working on getting that stuff to use for that, so I can actually start making my castings a little bit better when it comes to applying paint. Because believe it or not, you actually get a different effect when you when you polish it and then paint it. And you guys see here, I'm actually, this is kind of where I was starting off with the new thing I was doing. I did the axles already. I drilled a hole big enough to fit the axle through, so I just put a little bit of glue on it, and it's set, and boom. Well, I cut about 4 of these out for the brake calibers and all that stuff. And, I was really hoping everything would work. And it did. It really did. It worked out to my advantage. Had a little problems with the styrene. It kept popping out of my tweezers. And, I had the glue, setting. And, yeah, it just kept popping out of my tweezers. So I was getting frustrated. So it took me a lot longer than what it should have to actually do what I'm about ready to do. And once I actually got all 4 of these brake caliber mock-ups on, I started kind of just seeing how I was going to do it, where I was going to connect certain pieces of styrene. And honestly, I think I really nailed this one on the head. I've honestly seen somebody do it a lot better, and that's kind of where I got the idea. But hey, just starting off, I don't think I did too bad. Like I said, follow to the end of the video and you tell me what you think. Once I got it started, and like I said, this is kind of where it kept popping out of my hands and stuff. So I kept having to go back, re-dip it in glue, and all that stuff. And this is the front half that I got done with the A-arms. And honestly, I really like how it turned out. It looks really cool. It looks beefy. It looks mean. And once everything got done painted, it looked so much better. And, I know it just took me so long. That's kind of why I sped it up a little bit, just showing you guys bits and pieces here and there. Because it took me so long to actually get this the way I wanted it. And, honestly, it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever tried to build. And I've built a lot of stuff. That's the funny thing, is I've made a lot of stuff out of styrene, but this was the more pain in the butt because it was smaller pieces of the styrene, tube, whatever. I don't know if they were round or not, but they just looked the size I needed. So that's where I was going with it. They might have been a little bit bigger than actual A-arms would have been, but that's okay. It's hard to get something that small into scale sometimes. And here's what the full base looks like with, both of the setups for the independent suspensions. It's got the brake calipers set up. Honestly, I think I did a pretty good job here. I was really happy with the results. It rolls really good. And I'm just waiting to get it in the paint, because I didn't go really too fancy with the paint, because I didn't want it to look like a showroom. I just want it to look like somebody just did it and just put it in a clear coat on it or whatever. And honestly, it turned out actually better than I thought. And I was just going to paint it one straight color, but that would have been too plain. And unfortunately, once again, you guys don't get to see me doing the paint, because I wasn't really sure where I was going with the paint at the time of this video. So I just kind of winged it like I always do. I just kind of just put it out there. And since I got rid of the roll bars in the back, I decided to do like an X bracket and the bed to kind of give it a little more street, kind of homemade built style car, I guess. But I really like how it turned out with the brass rod, because it was straighter. I didn't have to worry about it bending. It was a harder substance than using styrene tubing for it, because I wouldn't want the styrene to kind of bend or anything. So that's kind of why I was using brass tubing. And I think next time I do A-arms, I'm going to get some smaller, I guess maybe some piano wire, a little smaller than styrene, and use that to do like the A-arms and stuff, because I'd be able to bend it. And the good thing is I wouldn't have to do individual pieces. So I think that's what I might do the next time I do a build like this, is take a piece of like 0.39 rod or something and actually use that to make A-arms for car, truck, whatever, because I think it'd be a lot better. And it just might. I don't know. You'll have to wait till that video pops out, whenever it may be. With this being the last video of the month, but the first video for the Four Horsemen at the beginning of the new year, I was really, really happy with the way this thing really turned out. And I hope you guys really love the video. I hope you guys watch the other Four Horsemen builds, because I know there's going to be some great builds out there. Just don't forget to send your glamour shots to fourhorsemendiecast@gmail.com to get it put into the recap video for the month. I'll put the link in the description, or I'll put the email in my description, and please send your emails out to that, or your pictures out to that with the glamour shots with your logo or your name to it, so we know who to give the credit to. Don't forget about the upcoming builds. Don't miss any of my upcoming videos, because I got a couple new videos that's going to be coming out shortly. I want everybody to kind of just do their thing, have fun with the hobby. It's a really easy hobby. Once you get started in it, it's addicting. You can't stop. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off or end the video with my rain shout out to Shelby's Diecast Customs. Michelle, there you go, honey. This is February's build, so check that out. This is what we started off with, this nice little 1940 Ford pickup truck, drag truck. And I'm saying it's a drag truck because it's got the wheelie bars and the parachute. So with this being, this video, we got all the other ones coming up. Please feel free and check them out. So why don't we check out the final results?
All the dinosaurs feared the T-Rex.